Imagine waking up to the sound of bulldozers tearing through your front yard, ripping apart the land you've spent years perfecting, all to build something you never approved. That's exactly what happened to me, a 58-year-old retiree, when the Pine VYEW Homeowners Association decided to plop a public restroom right on my corner lot without so much as a phone call. I stood there, watching strangers wander in and out of this gleaming new facility, treating my property like a highway rest stop, while the HOA thought they'd gotten away with it. What they didn't know was that my 30 years as a city health inspector were about to turn their greedy little scheme into a nightmare they'd never forget. My name's Thomas Reed, and 3 years ago, I bought my dream home in Pine VYEW Estates, an upscale community that promised peace and quiet. My corner lot was perfect lush landscaping, easy road access, and backed by protected forests that gave me the privacy I craved after decades of city work. What I didn't realize was how my property's location made it a target. Sitting at the crossroads of our neighborhood and the entrance to Falcon Crest Trail, a hiking hotspot that draws thousands of tourists every weekend, my land was prime real estate for more than just me. The trail's popularity had long outgrown its infrastructure. Hikers were desperate for restrooms, often knocking on doors or sneaking into the woods, but county budget cuts and zoning laws had stalled any public facilities. For years, it was a problem everyone complained about but nobody fixed. The HOA used to be reasonable under its old president, a retired judge named Walter who kept things fair and fees low. But everything changed when Evelyn Caldwell took over. A former corporate hotshot with her eyes on a county council seat, Evelyn swept into power promising to modernize the community and boost property values. What she didn't advertise was that her husband, Victor, owned the 3 biggest businesses along the trail's access road: Peakside Diner, Trailblazer Pub, and Mountain Munchies. Within months, Evelyn formed a Community Progress Committee that met at odd hours, shutting out most residents. Rumors swirled about her cozying up to local business owners, but no one had proof. Not yet. Trouble started with a vague HOA newsletter announcing a $25,000 donation from the local business alliance for infrastructure upgrades. At the next meeting, when I and a few others pressed for details, Evelyn flashed a polished smile and said the board was exploring options that would benefit everyone. I should have pushed harder, but I was distracted, planning a 2-week trip to visit my daughter and her newborn twins in Nevada. Before I left, I spotted surveyors near my property, but they claimed they were just doing routine county work. I bought my first mistake. When I returned, my heart stopped. There, on the corner of my lot, stood a 400-square-foot brick building with a sign reading, Pine VYEW HOA restrooms. My prized magnolia trees were gone, replaced by a gravel path. Hikers were everywhere filling water bottles, lounging on benches, treating my land like a public park. I stormed over, shaking with rage, as a couple thanked me, thinking I was with the HOA. "This is my property!" I snapped, barely coherent. They scurried off, and I inspected the building. It was no temporary shack: plumbing, electricity, air conditioning, even plaques inside boasting, "Courtesy of Pine VYEW HOA." I called Evelyn, but she dodged me. The HOA office brushed me off, directing me to email the board. Then I found brochures at the trail entrance, printed weeks before construction, advertising my property as a convenient trail facility. My landscaping was trashed, my privacy fence half dismantled, and a county worker casually told me the HOA had fast-tracked approvals in a single day, unheard of in our sluggish bureaucracy. Furious, I dug deeper. A friend at the county records office helped me uncover the truth. Victor Caldwell's businesses were raking in profits from a 60-fan tram spike in trail traffic since the restroom opened. The HOA had a contract with the Business Alliance for $500 monthly maintenance payments, a clear money-making scheme. My lot was chosen for its perfect access and existing utilities, described in an HOA memo as a community asset. Worst of all, an email from Evelyn to the construction company, sent the day I left for Nevada read, "Owner absent for 2 weeks. Expedite work to finish before his return." They'd planned to steamroll me with a done deal. The next morning, I caught Evelyn on my property, clipboard in hand, hosting a grand opening, with local businessmen, including Victor, who sported a Trailblazer pub pin. A banner celebrated the Pine VYU Falcon Crest partnership. I marched up, voice booming. "What the hell is this?" Evelyn, cool as ice, called me the hosting property owner, and suggested I speak at her ceremony. "I never agreed to this," I roared. She handed me an HOA covenant, claiming easement rights, and a due law $200 monthly maintenance fee for the restroom in my land. The businessmen shifted uncomfortably as hikers brushed past, oblivious us to the showdown. Humiliated, I vowed to fight back. My initial efforts hit walls. The HOA produced forged documents claiming I'd approved the project, and neighbors, bribed with fee reductions or promises of higher property values, stayed quiet. My driveway was blocked daily, maintenance crews woke me at dawn, and a realtor friend warned my property value had plummeted 40 fan tram due to the public traffic. Then the HOA sent a violation notice, demanding I fix the landscaping they'd destroyed, threatening fines. Each blow fueled my rage. They thought I'd roll over, but they didn't know who they were dealing with. I dusted off my health inspector kit and waited for the maintenance crew to leave. Then I got to work. 3 decades of experience told me a rush job like this would be a code violation gold mini, and I wasn't wrong. The sewage system was illegally tied to residential lines, risking backups for the whole neighborhood. The water supply, tapped into my home's system, showed bacterial contamination from shoddy pipes. Ventilation was inadequate, electrical wiring was a fire hazard, and the foundation was already cracking. Soil samples from my flower beds revealed toxic seepage. By dusk, I documented 37 violations, 15 critical enough to shut the place down. I held on to my findings, waiting for the perfect moment. That moment came at the HOA's community partnership event, packed with residents, business owners, and county officials. Evelyn took the stage, touting the restroom's success and unveiling plans for more facilities on other private lots. When she opened the floor, I stepped up, portfolio in hand. "I'm Thomas Reed," I said, flashing my health inspector badge. "And I have some concerns about this success." The room froze. Evelyn's clipboard hit the floor as I laid out photos of violations. "This facility is a health hazard," I declared, projecting water test results showing contamination. Gasps erupted. A county official demanded answers. Evelyn stammered about permits, but I revealed the forgeries. 2 health department officers, tipped off by me, walked in, ordering the facility closed. Evelyn's celebration collapsed into chaos. By noon the next day, my property was a quarantine zone, wrapped in yellow tape with "Closed by Health Department" signs. News crews swarmed as inspectors confirmed my findings and uncovered more violations. The lead inspector called it the worst case he'd seen in 20 years. Neighbors, learning of contamination risks, turned furious. The HOA's insurance refused coverage due to fraud, and a class action lawsuit formed. Evelyn, served with legal notices, looked broken. An emergency HOA meeting saw the board ousted, and new bylaws were drafted to protect homeowners. At the county courthouse, Judge Clara Thompson slammed the HOA, ordering the restroom demolished and my property restored at their expense. She awarded damages and referred the case for criminal charges. Evelyn admitted to forging permits, thinking I wouldn't fight. Weeks later, my land was transformed: new magnolias, a stunning water feature, and a stronger fence. Evelyn, sentenced to trail cleanup, picked up trash near my restored lot. The community, once apathetic, now guarded its rights fiercely. They thought they could bully me into submission, but they picked the wrong guy. Sometimes, justice doesn't need a long fight, just the right expertise at the perfect moment. Before you try to steal someone's land, you'd better know exactly who you're dealing with.
If you were the one in this story, how would you react? Would you stand up and fight back, or accept the unreasonable pressure and control from the HOA? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with more people. Your small action gives us the motivation to keep bringing you more intense and engaging stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.